There's a movie camera so loud that actors have to scream over it. It weighs more than a grand piano, and it can only film for about 3 minutes before it runs out. It costs a fortune. It's a nightmare to use. And Hollywood's biggest directors will do just about anything to get their hands on one. This is the IMAX camera, and what it captures is so detailed, your eyes literally can't take it all in. So why would anyone still use a machine this difficult? Let's break it down. 5W1H style. WHAT. So what actually is an IMAX camera? Here's the first surprise. It's not some fancy digital camera. It shoots actual film. Physical strips of plastic, just like 100 years ago. But that film is huge. A normal movie camera runs 35mm film vertically, like a film strip. IMAX turns the film on its side and runs it horizontally. And each frame uses 15 sprocket holes instead of 4. That makes a single IMAX frame about 10 times bigger than a standard one. Think of it this way. Standard film is a postcard. IMAX is a movie poster. Same picture. Way more information packed in. And that's why an IMAX image can fill a screen 8 stories tall and still look razor sharp. WHY. So why does bigger film mean a better picture? Because film isn't pixels, it's chemistry, millions of microscopic light-sensitive grains. A bigger frame means more grains. More grains means more detail. Simple. IMAX resolution can be up to 3 times higher than digital cinema cameras. But here's the part almost everyone misses. It's not just sharpness. It's the shape. IMAX shoots in a nearly square shape, taller than any other format in movies. And in a real IMAX theater, that image doesn't just sit in front of you, it wraps into your peripheral vision. Your brain stops watching a screen and starts believing it's in the room. That's the real trick, not more pixels, more of your eye. WHO. So who built this thing? IMAX stands for Image Maximum, and it was created by 3 Canadians who debuted it at the World's Fair in Osaka, Japan, back in 1970. But here's what's wild. For almost 40 years, IMAX was basically stuck in science museums. Nature documentaries, space footage, dinosaurs. Why? Because the cameras were too loud, too heavy, and too limited to shoot an actual Hollywood movie. Then in 2008, Christopher Nolan shot parts of The Dark Knight with IMAX cameras, the first Hollywood feature ever to do it. And everything changed. WHERE. So where does this incredible camera fall apart? Here's what nobody tells you. An IMAX camera magazine holds about 1,000 feet of film. And because each frame is so enormous, that gives you roughly 2.5 to 3 minutes of shooting. That's it. Then you stop everything and reload. And then there's the noise. To pull that much film that fast, you need seriously powerful motors, and they roar. On Oppenheimer, actors were literally shouting over the camera during close-ups. Nolan admitted it out loud. The actor was shouting over the machine. Imagine trying to whisper a love scene standing next to a leaf blower. So how do you fix that? HOW. So how did they fix it? For his 2026 movie, The Odyssey, Nolan pushed IMAX to build an entirely new camera. Quieter, with a modern screen on the side, and then engineers wrapped it in a custom soundproof shell called a blimp. A roughly 300-pound insulated case the crew nicknamed the coffin. And it worked. You can now put that camera a foot from an actor's face while they whisper and still get usable sound. That one fix turned IMAX from a format for explosions and landscapes into a format that can shoot a quiet, intimate conversation. And that's how The Odyssey became the first feature film in history, shot entirely on IMAX film. So the next time you pay extra for that IMAX ticket, understand what you're actually paying for. You're not paying for a bigger screen. You're paying for a strip of film 10 times bigger than normal, dragged through a 400-pound machine, 3 minutes at a time, by a crew who could have just used a digital camera and gone home early. In a world where everything is getting smaller, faster, and easier, IMAX went the other way. And that is exactly why it looks like nothing else on Earth. That's IMAX, broken down 5W1H style. If you'll never look at a movie screen the same way again, hit subscribe. New topic, same formula. 0 boring lectures. See you in the next one.